Remember, when you need gas and oil for your autos, we always have quality Phillips 66 products furnished by Steve Hall Oil Company. Steve Self-Serve, a good place to get in and out when you're in a hurry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Maury County News. The scenes you're watching now is the Highway Patrol leading our elements of the 1245th and 1345th Transportation Companies. This will be the last elements coming home now from the Persian Gulf. This unit you're watching here is the 1345th Transportation Unit from Tishomingo. They was coming through Sulphur, heading east on down to Tish. Also now the elements from the 1245th, which is stationed at Ardmore, are also home today. So all of the local National Guard members are home except a few that have been left behind for some, I know we had a few injuries while we were at Desert Storm operation, and a couple of those guys. In fact, I talked with Captain Gary Mink. Gary was one of those youngsters that was injured, and Gary said he'd probably continue on active duty now for several months. He's at the present time stationed at Fort Sill. But it looks like, for the most part, our troops are home. We're going to have a retirement reception tomorrow at the Davis City Hall for a young lady that's put about 16 years in with the city of Davis, Maxine Martin. All you folks over at Davis know Maxine. She's been with the city 16 years as head cashier. And they're going to have a little farewell party for her tomorrow, retirement reception, 9 a.m. until noon. So we're going over and see if we can't get a little interview with Maxine tomorrow morning. Let her give us a few items of what she might be doing now. I know she's got some lovely grandkids that she'll probably be spending quite a bit of time with, but we will be visiting with her in the morning. You guys are probably well aware of the fact that we did have the House is starting a little investigation on some of the insurance practices for the senior citizens here in the United States. In fact, they had some ladies and gentlemen went undercover to get some of the questions answered about the insurances. They had one lady 84 years old, another 73, and I understand there was one man 65, and the insurance companies talked to these people. Well, we've got a little project and program going on right here in this area that you might be interested in on the same line. It is a public forum. It's bringing together some of the experts on health care and some of the solutions of the national's current crisis, and give area residents an opportunity to voice some of their concerns about the high price of insurance now for elderly. In fact, Dr. John L. Lyon, he is the area vice president of the AARP, said, "We know people are disturbed about the soaring cost of health insurance and the fact that you get less insurance for the premium you pay now." So what we will be doing now tomorrow at the Votech building in Ardmore from 9 a.m. until 12 noon, they're going to have a lot of people there that can answer a lot of your questions about your insurance. Some say that premiums are as high as $3,000 a year now for elderly folks, and they don't get their money's worth. So if you'd like to attend that, it's free of charge. You can ask questions. It will be at the Ardmore Votech Center. It's out east of Ardmore tomorrow morning, starting at 9 a.m., and it will last until noon. It'll be a very beneficial program to you if you are an elderly retired person and you need some information about your insurance program. We had a chance to visit with Pam Poland. She's got the Picking with the Kids is what it's named this year. That is the Davis Bluegrass Festival sponsored by the Kiwanis Club over in Davis. They've been having this thing now for quite a few years. In fact, it's one of the second oldest in the state. We asked her to give us a little insight on some of the activities going to be going on Saturday and Sunday. Got her on tape, and we'll show you that right after this commercial message.
Don't pay more than you have to. At Stillwater Milling Company in Davis, you'll find the best prices on stockyard equipment. Great prices on headgates, dusters, mineral feeders, preferred loaders for one-man operation, calf creep feeders, diamond head stock gates, and more. And don't forget to check our inside store specials. From Gallagher Power Fence Systems to Mystic Oil. For the best prices, come by or call us today. Stillwater Milling Company in Davis. All across Oklahoma, Bank First is working for you, especially in Sulphur and the surrounding communities. At Bank First in Sulphur, you'll find a hard-working spirit of people taking care of your money with professional integrity. Just this year, we were voted one of the strongest banks in Oklahoma, and with your help, we can do it again next year. Don't forget our new community room for civic clubs and special occasions. Come see us first for all your business and personal banking needs at Bank First, member FDIC. Fast, efficient communication at the lowest price possible. Friendly service with a smile. Adequate personal accommodations. These are just a few of the things the Chickasaw Telephone Company stands for. In a fast-moving, technological society, Chickasaw Telephone Company is a front-runner for progress and service to every individual with whom they do business. Chickasaw Telephone Company, the community-minded company.
We did get to visit with Pam this morning. Pam and Mike have been real instrumental in getting this Bluegrass Festival going over at Davis. This is the 18th annual, and I know Mike and Pam and the youngsters has been helping quite a bit over there. Anyway, we did get to talk to Pam this morning, so let's watch that now. Pam, it looks like that, just looking behind Frank there, we're already getting some people in their RVs. This thing draws a big crowd of RV people, doesn't it?
Yes, they check the bluegrass papers and they follow a little circuit. Yeah. And we have advertising this year in Texas and New Mexico and Arkansas, several more states, so we feel like we're going to, get quite a few from that.
I was talking to Buck Wilson here a while back, Pam, and he said now we've got some additional RV parking area north of these guys here. Are they already parking up in there too?
No, we don't use that until last resort because there's no electricity back there. That is for purely camping. We have lots of extra RV plugs that they bring in and run down extra lines to the RVs, but camping's free.
Good. Pam, now, I know that you're going to have quite a bit of arts and crafts, and there's also going to be some food available here. I know the Kiwanis are going to have their famous hamburgers. What else will we have for food?
Well, we have a woman that does pork rinds, and we have a little fellow that's from Davis that's going to have snow cones, and we have some people from Oklahoma City coming with Cajun food.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, let's go down the agenda. I talked to Thomas now a couple of weeks ago, and he didn't have everything locked in. It looks like you pretty well got it locked in. Now, if you will, kind of give us an idea of what's going to be taking place and when.
Okay, well, Friday we start at 6, and the Pullen family kicks it off. I don't know who scheduled that, but anyway, we kick it off at 6, and we do that so we can have the evening free to, just kind of mingle and help with anything.
Sure.
And then Flint Ridge, they're next, and they're from Marietta. And Elgin Mountain Bluegrass, they are a fantastic group from over in Stillwell, Oklahoma. And then Prism is at 8:15, and they're a a cappella gospel group completely. And then we have a new group, Angel Band. There are 4 ladies and 1 gentleman, and they're from Oklahoma City, on at 9. And then Lightning Creek, they haven't been here in several years. They're a really good group. Also from around Oklahoma City. And then Boggy Bottom Bluegrass, they're from Ardmore area and down in there.
That gets us through Friday, and then Saturday's going to be the biggie, isn't it?
We start at 10 o'clock on Friday with Flint Ridge, and then we rotate the bands. They have a morning show and an evening show. And we have also at 2:30 starting on Saturday night, A Grain of Salt, and they are comedy and bluegrass, and they were supposed to be here last year, and they had to cancel at the last minute because of a death. So they are coming this year, and they are really good. And then we have a special group, the Shady Grove Ramblers. They're from Irving, Texas, and Tom is a songwriter, and he's had hits with Ricky Skaggs and Emmylou Harris, and they do comedy too.
Now, they're going to headline it, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. They're going to be your kind of the lead-offs.
And they are on at 3:30 and then again at 10:15.
Pam, do you and Mike and the youngsters make quite a few of these bluegrass festivals around?
We sure do. We go as much as we can, and that's one thing that I'd like to stress is our kids are 15, 13, 11, and when their friends come over and listen to us play, they, bluegrass, the kids say, oh, I don't like bluegrass, but when they come over, they really get into it, and they realize that it is a form of music that they can enjoy, and all their friends really enjoy it.
Sure they do. After they hear it, everybody likes it. Now, right here in the park in Davis, will they have to pay to get in?
Yes, Friday night's $3, and then children under 12 and under are free, and then Saturday it's $5, and children under 12 are free. And we go to enough bluegrass festivals that is very, very, all the money goes to the handicapped children anyway. Sure. But we pay at least $10 to $12 anywhere else for a full Saturday of music.
Well, I'm kind of wondering, they don't have a fence around this thing. How are you going to keep people from just stepping over that wire and coming on in?
Well, the Kiwanis man the gate at the intersections up close to the park.
Okay, good.
And I really think that the Kiwanis do a great job. They volunteer the time. Plus, the cities down here, they've been spraying every night for bugs all week long, and they are mowing today, as people can probably hear. And they, really, the Kiwanis come down and clean up the park, and, they really work hard.
Yeah. This park's beautiful right now, and it's got real green, and like you say, they've been mowing. They got it cut back real good. And we've got some spectators over there in their RVs already, haven't we?
Yes, and there's lots of oak trees here for shade. So, it's going to be hot this weekend, but we have plenty of shade trees and lots of cool lemonade and Cokes and things, so people will be real comfortable.
They need to bring their lawn chairs, though, don't they?
Right. We may have some bales of hay, but they do need to bring lawn chairs or a blanket to throw down or whatever.
Well, Pam, you've done a great job, you and Mike and the Kiwanis working together, and I know we appreciate it at Channel 7 in all of Murray County, and we are going to be getting a lot of this, and we'll be showing it back as special. So thank you and Mike.
Okay, well, we want to invite all the Sulphur and Davis people out.
You better believe it. The more the better.
Right.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
She's a great gal, and I know Mike and Pam worked very hard on that Bluegrass Festival, and I'm sure the Kiwanis Club appreciates them both very much. They're going to have the sound this year by Big John Woods. Now, I think John's been doing this for several years. He's coming back to Davis, Oklahoma to help them with the sound. Also, they're going to have a lot of arts and crafts, so a little bit of something there for everybody. If you get time, go by on the 28th and 29th, Davis City Park. It's going to have a big time. And the 4-H had a great big camp last week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week, in fact. We got Roy to drop by and bring us up to date on that. Got that on tape, and we'll show you that plus some scenes right after this commercial message.
Have you ever been asked, where do you work? Of course you have, but have you ever been asked, where does your money work? When you invest and save at Sulphur Community Bank, you can answer right in your own community. In addition to earning interest on your investment, you're also investing in your community. As Sulphur Community Bank, we know investing in our community is banking at its best. Sulphur Community Bank, member FDIC.
Well, it all started after my car here began to act up on me. It had spit and sputtered. It was hard to start. A buddy of mine suggested that I fill up with super clean unleaded gasoline from Phillips 66. I did, and it worked. Now it starts right, and it runs right. The problem wasn't my new car. It was my old gasoline.
Good things for cars and the people who drive them.
Inside the doors of Mayo's Office Supply, you'll find their Price Buster showroom with a multitude of liquidated items coming and going on a weekly basis. Save 50% and more on products ranging from electronics to China. You will not find these products anywhere else at lower prices. All items are unconditionally guaranteed for 30 days by Price Busters, and layaway is available with 1/3 down. For additional savings and just plain crazy deals, watch Price Busters on Sunday nights at 8 p.m.
Just to give you an idea of some of the 4-H activities that took place here on Tuesday now, on the 25th, they got up at 7 o'clock. They went all day long with activities and workshops, and it ended that night at 11:30 when the lights were out. So I just imagine the youngsters were having a good time, but the counselors were getting a little bit wore out by that time. That's over 12 hours. We got Roy the updates on quite a bit of that, so let's watch that now. Roy, I understand you guys had one of the most successful 4-H camps that you've ever had. Was it a lot of fun?
It was a lot of fun this year. We had a lot of activities going on. Good group of kids, though, and I think that's what makes any camp enjoyable and a good program.
Well, now, Roy, we got quite a bit of footage that you shot us, and we're going to be superimposing that, but let's talk numbers and facts and figures just a little bit. Let everybody know how many people participated, what the age group was, how many sponsors you had, and things of that nature.
Oh, gosh. Now, when you get down to sponsors, that's a good question.
Well, let's say chaperones.
Chaperones, that's still a good question because we sure did have a few problems on that. First off, we had 43 campers, 11 team leaders, and okay, campers are from 9 to 12 years old. A teen leader is from 13 and up. And the adult supervisions, we had 8. And the last night, Edie Watson was one of the chaperones or counselors, and she got sick. Mrs. Vicky Penner was there and did a tremendous job in producing on the clay. But her aunt was having some type of surgery today or yesterday, and she had to leave. And Debbie had to go to Oklahoma City to Stillwater to judge the state record books. And we lost one more, and I can't tell you who it is, but it was quite a deal.
Roy, looking down your agenda here, I noticed Giovanna Urson was helping you, Dale Brown was helping you. I know you had Colonel Ron Little out there. How many of those folks did you just have to come out and give one portion of your helping and leave?
We had about 4. We had 3 workshops, and then we had a square dance that Dale Brown presented. Ron Little came out and talked about patriotism. Susie Edgar was out there, and she taught a class on making kites out of newspapers, strictly newspaper, no wood in it at all. And Charlie Cropper came out. Scott Colbert was there as a leader, and Butch Hill came out and taught the archery part. Did you know he was a national runner-up in archery earlier in his life?
Yeah, I knew Butch was very involved in it. I didn't know Scott Colbert was, though. Did Scott help him with the archery?
Scott helped him a little with archery. Scott was really a chaperone. He spent 2 nights out there with us and helped with the boys, and did a real good job.
Well, if you will, Roy, let's give the folks an idea of some of the things that some of the more interesting things that you've done. I know you've got square dancing marked here and then snacks, cookies.
Hey, the extension homemakers donated a lot of cookies for us, and in the evening we had a square dancing down there, and we made some Kool-Aid, and then we had the cookies that was furnished by the extension homemakers. Really
well, how about some of the workshops?
Let's start out with the kite flying, making out of a newspaper. You take 2 sheets of newspaper and lay them down and actually just roll it up on a dowel stick and tape it, and they are a low wind flying kite. And yesterday, Tuesday, there was very little wind, and on part of the tape that I took, we had 6 kites up at one time. They were, in one group there's about 10 people. Everyone's kite flew a little bit until they may have caught a tree or mine went in the lake. But anyway, that's Charlie Crawford. I made one, and he was laying it out, and it went out 240 yards, I believe, there's a string, and it completely, he didn't know it wasn't tied to the spool, and it just kept going. Okay, we got the kite flying over with. Let's go with the clay pots, the clay pottery deal. Edie Watson and Vicky Penner taught them how to mold a fish out of clay. And they were about this big around. I didn't bring one. They got a couple of bug eyes on them and little fins off top, and they were real cute. Everybody, we had 3 sessions, and we doubled up one session, but they rotated and went through every part of it. Then Butch Hill took them over, and he did an excellent job of teaching them how to stand correctly, how to put that arm out there, and then pull the string back, turn it loose, and so forth with the archery or the bow and arrow shooting, and did an excellent job of teaching them how to do it. And then we had some winners, some scores, and I didn't bring them with me today.
But the youngsters actually got to participate in the bow shooting.
In the bow shooting, we have some regular bows, not compound bows, but regular bows. And we had 4 bows and 16 arrows down there, and they actually shot at targets.
Good.
And then we gave away a ribbon for the winners of each of the groups. And Clayton Edger and Susie Edger were the, Susan Edger were the, Clayton won, Susan was next, and I can't tell you the third little boy. That's terrible. I should have remembered.
Oh, I noticed you had swimming and boating here. Did you do the swimming and canoeing and boating every day, every afternoon?
Every afternoon we went down and went swimming and boating. And then Tuesday we had boat races or canoe races. And they had to go around the buoy out there, and they picked a boy and a girl from each of the 2 boys and 2 girls from each of the groups. And they actually run the race for the groups and to see which group won it.
What activity, Roy, do you think got the most enthusiasm from the youngsters? Which one really set itself aside? Did it like anything like square dancing?
The square dancing was really a thrill, and a lot of people. We had a square dancing session that Dale Brown taught, and then after that we had a regular dance. And it's surprising of the kids. I told some little boy, I said, now, fella, what you need to do is go in there and learn how to dance. Now is the time to learn. Mm-hmm. Then when you go to college, if some girl or you go to a party or something like this and they want to dance, you know how. Sure. Not that you have to, but you know how. And this is the time to learn because everybody acts a fool in there.
Well, they're all learning anyway.
They're all learning. Yeah, sure. So it worked out real good. The square dancing was a big favorite. We did run a survey at 4-H camp to find out what activities they like best and what the ones they like least and what are some suggestions for activities next year. These were turned in yesterday, and I have not got them calibrated yet or figured totaled up, tallied up to find out what's going to happen.
You know what would be fun if we could do it, Roy, is get some of the youngsters that went and maybe visit with them and find out some of the favorites and what sticks out in their mind.
Hey, we might do that.
I know each youngster, we went to Boy Scout camp one year and we've done this, asked them what their favorite was, what their least favorite was, and on down the line. You're amazed at the different things that the youngsters enjoy. We had one guy that just wanted to sit on the bank and fish all day. That's all I want to do.
Chance Freeman and Karen Duck were awarded the outstanding team leaders, so I was really proud of them. Chance is tremendous, grown up tremendously. Jeff Moss is turned 13 and was team leader and did a real good job. And Adam Perry is it was the other Adam boy team leader and did a real good job. Gosh, I better not start naming the girls.
No, you get in trouble.
There's a bunch of them.
Roy, why don't we do that? Us, you and I get together and see if we can work out some of these youngsters and just maybe get them to come in and talk to us about that.
Okay.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Sounds good, BJ.
Roy, we appreciate you. Thank you, bunch.
Thank you, BJ.
Roy and Debbie and Beverly do a great job over at our county extension office, and we appreciate Roy coming by this morning. I know he was tired, but he did come by and give us a little update, and we appreciate that. Well, we got a little rain in the forecast. If everything comes around like it should, we might even get a little rain right here in Murray County. Got all that ready for you right after this commercial message.
Placing quality copiers in Murray County for over 10 years is Mayo's Office Supply. Mayo's carries the full line of Mita copiers. From large to small, there's a copier to fit your need. You'll also find toner and supplies for other copiers such as Sharp, Ricoh, Canon, and Minolta. We also carry Smith Corona typewriters and Sharp calculators. And don't forget our computer center with leading-edge computers, printers, and supplies.
For all your business machine needs, come see us at Mayo's Office Supply, 1010 West 2nd in Sulphur.
Well, you can mash it, you can dash it when you take your trash and stash it in the can. You can chunk it, you can dunk it, just make sure you always junk it in the can. Don't lay that trash on Oklahoma. Be sure to put your trash, no matter where you roll, in the can. You can jam it, slam it, wham it, so go ahead and cram it in the can. You can stow it, you can throw it, just don't forget to throw it in the can. Don't lay that trash on Oklahoma. Be sure to put your trash, no matter where you roll, you can drag it when you bag it, you can truck it to the bucket, you can jump it when you dump it, put it when you put it. For a cleaner, greener state, tax the trash, for heaven's sake. Don't pay that trash on Oklahoma. Don't pay that trash on Oklahoma. Yeah!
When you choose to buy American, you help put America to work.
Bring it home to the USA. The goods, the jobs, the quality made. Bring back the best today. Bring it home to the USA. Bring home the goods. Bring it home to the USA. Bring home the pride. I want to bring it home to the USA. Bring back the American dream. Bring back the feeling. The feeling that's right. Bring back the best today.
At Walmart, we're committed to finding suppliers here who can produce the quality you demand at the price you want.
Bring back the best today. Bring it home to the USA.
But, folks, we got a nice big front that's back up here in the northwestern part, just coming in to Colorado and coming through Nebraska. But it doesn't look like that thing's going to make it down our way. It would be great if it did. But we are under a big high-pressure ridge. It builds back in like this. And as those things send down the clouds and the systems, it just hits that ridge and rides over around Oklahoma, so it doesn't look like we're going to get anything from that one. However, now there's a different story down along the Gulf Coast here. These are going to be coming back up into Oklahoma through the back doors. You can see by this map here, these clouds are kind of working their way on into Louisiana and into Arkansas. That could ease on through just a little bit. And this low pressure trough here is filling out little impulses. So with that moisture coming back up through the back door, so to speak, and the little impulses coming off this low pressure ridge here, trough, we could see some rain. In fact, we got it in the forecast now for the next few days. Real slight chance. Over in the eastern part of Oklahoma, they got a better chance, but it could drift on over into Murray County. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit of it. So it looks like tonight we're going to be fair and warm, probably 70 degrees tonight. The south wind anywhere from 5 to 10. And then that'll bring us into Friday. Friday's forecast at the present time looks like we're going to climb up into about 92 tomorrow. As you can see here, we've got a little bit of rain painted in for Friday because we do have a 20% chance of rain, but also you can see the big sun. We're going to see a lot of sunshine, but we do have a 20% chance of rain, and tomorrow the winds will be out of the south 10 to 20. That'll bring us into Saturday, and we got about a 10% chance Saturday and Sunday. But on Saturday now, we're looking for about 95, going down to about 73 for a low on Saturday. And then Sunday, to present time, it looks like we're going up to about 96, going down to about 74. And we got a 10% chance of rain on Sunday. And then Monday, the way it looks right now, we're out of the rainy pattern. That will have moved on to the east. So it looks like we're going to warm up to about 85, 86 on Monday and go down about 74 on Monday night. But anyway, we'll be updating now tomorrow on this. If we can get a little bit better picture on that stuff moving up from the Gulf, we might get a little bit better chance of rain than the 20% for tomorrow. But we'll let you know tomorrow at 12:30 newscast. Folks, that's all the time we got for today. Thanks for watching. BJ Fields, Channel 7.
Catch the brightest stars, the biggest hits, HBO, simply the best movies. Steve Martin, Joan Cusack, Rick Moranis, Carol Kane, The Mob, The FBI, Sexy Parties, and My Blue Heaven. Marlon Brando, Matthew Broderick, Penelope Ann Miller, Leapin' Lizards, It's the Freshman. Charlie Sheen stars with Emilio Estevez, director-writer of a murderous comedy, Men at Work. They're simply the best movies. HBO.
Save with a celebration at Cooper's. Your choice 4-pack soft light bulbs, $1.61. Get trimmed up with your choice on electric or gas chainsaws at great savings. Barbecue the way you want to with our full line of thermos gas grills. Master Mechanic gives you more power with these special savings on our most used tools. Brighten up your backyard with our 5-piece patio set from Rubbermaid, only $89.99, and our best electronic stud finder from Zircon, $14.99. You'll be pleased with all the specials during Cooper's celebration. At Steve's Self-Serve in Davis, we have hot and cold deli items, piping hot coffee, or your favorite cold soft drink, crispy fried chicken, onion burgers, and more, all cooked to our customers' satisfaction. When unexpected guests arrive at mealtime, zip by Steve's Self-Serve and stock up on groceries. And remember, when you need gas and oil for your autos, we always have quality Phillips 66 products, furnished by Steve Hall Oil Company. Steve's Self-Serve, a good place to get in and out when you're in a hurry.
Folks, you're viewing some of the scenes that we took over at the Davis City Hall this morning. Maxine Martin is retiring after 16 years with the city. She had a lot of friends and neighbors to drop by. In fact, as we were visiting with Buck Wilson out in front right after these shots here were taken, I noticed several people were still coming in. They had some real good refreshments, a lot of lovely gifts for Maxine on her retirement reception. In fact, we've got an interview with Maxine to get some of the plans that she has for the future, and we'll be showing you that just a little bit later on. We did get word from the Arbuckle Memorial Hospital, though. They're going to have a CPR class. It's scheduled for July the 10th and 11th. It will be a $15 charge, and it's going to be from 6 until 10 p.m. for 2 nights. It's a very good course. Now, if you've got a CPR card, this would also be a golden opportunity to renew your card that you must do every year. But that will take place on the 10th and 11th of July, Arbuckle Memorial Hospital, and I'm sure that there'll be a lot of folks right here in Murray County that want to take advantage of that. And we'll remind you of it before the 10th of July. Also, starting today now, the big Bluegrass Festival over at Davis gets kicked off this afternoon at 6 o'clock. Then it'll be all day Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning and going until people get all of their music listed. In fact, I think I've got it right here. 10:45 will be the last guest band tomorrow night over in Davis. They got plenty of refreshments, arts and crafts. They got the Kiwanis famous hamburgers over there. Plenty to do. So go by and visit the Davis Bluegrass Festival tonight or tomorrow in Davis. They're going to have a big time. While we were in Davis this morning, like I said, we did get to visit with Buck Wilson. Buck is the city manager for the city of Davis, and they just had a special council meeting to finalize their budget. Got Buck on tape, and we'll show you that right after this commercial message.
Are those notes piling up when you're away from the office? Are you missing important phone calls? If so, a pager from Chickasaw Telephone Company is just the answer. Chickasaw telephone pagers keep you in touch when you're away from the office. Various models are available for different applications. Our coverage is fantastic. The Red River to Tulsa, Clinton to Muskogee. So throw away those notes today and start getting your messages on the road where you need them. See how easy and economical a pager can be by contacting Chickasaw Telephone Company.
7 strangers, linked by a secret past, hunted by a madman, bent on revenge.
Who are you? Each of you has crossed paths with Osiris, and he has a long memory.
A most dangerous game.
Oh, she's all over. We're all gonna die.
Just got deadly. Michael Beck, Mark Singer, and Roddy McDowell. Deadly Game. A USA world premiere movie. Wednesday, July 10th at 9, 8 Central.
Available on Harmon Cable, Channel 23. The needs of our customers have changed over the years, and so have the services offered by Sulphur Community Bank. Each of our customers' needs are different. As your local banking friend, our job is to meet those needs. We know changes in the financial world have created some confusion. If you're confused by the new financial options, remember, we're your financial friend. We're here to explain all the services and accounts available to you. Discover the local advantage at Sulphur Community Bank, member FDIC.
Buck said they did go ahead and settle the budget over there. Now they give $5,085 to the Turner Falls, and then the remainder of the nearly $2 million budget to the city of Davis. They did have quite a bit on the agenda. They did visit quite a bit about the budget. Got a real good interview with Buck. Let's watch that now. Well, Buck, we just got through having our special council meeting, and it was more than likely just strictly budget, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was budget more than anything else, budget and trash trucks.
Okay. What are you talking about your trash trucks? You going to try to get a new one, you think? Or?
Well, yeah, we're going to have a new trash truck sooner or later, but we're just talking about some things that's probably going to come in the future, like recycling and things like that. And we know that we're hurting here in Murray County for a landfill right now, and there's not a lot of life left in the one that we're using, and so we just got to make some changes in the way that we handle our trash and in the future, especially because the environmental people are going to come down on us, and we're just going to have to do that. So,
Buck, you and I were visiting once before about recycling, and you showed me some of the equipment that you could get, if and when we do get to go to recycling. If you buy your new truck, are you going to buy it with this in mind?
Well, that's what we talked about in council, what kind of truck to buy and what kind of system that we wanted to have. I know that, that the trash itself is going to have to be separated into several different categories, like your aluminum and glass and plastics and paper, and we're going to have to pick that up, and we're going to have a special truck to do that with. Plus, we don't know where we want to stay with the same containers that we have now, or we want to go back with the privately owned containers, or just how we want to do it. I have talked to some people that produces trash trucks, and I just don't really know what we're going to do right at this present time.
It's going to be decision-making time, though, in a few years, isn't it, Buck, on recycling?
It's not going to be a long time, the way that, the government's coming down and things like that. We're just going to have to do it, and it's not something that I relish, and I know that other people, because we're going to have to do some things that we don't like to do. It's going to take some of our time up, and that's something that the American people kind of holds as, sacred is their time and how they use it, but they're going to have to use it to help in the recycling program, and we're just going to have to start taking care of our land the way it is.
Looks like EPA is getting harder and harder each year, don't it?
Every year they're getting more laws passed, and some of them I don't understand, but maybe one day we will.
It's different out here in small town America. and like dealing with metropolitan areas where you got the big cities, but we're going to be feeling the blunt of it, even though it's built for bigger cities. The smaller cities are going to have to do it too. Buck, let's talk about our budget just a little bit. Now, Davis is a little unique in when it comes to budget time, because you've got Turner Falls where most cities don't have anything like that. Do y'all make a separate budget now for Turner and then one for Davis?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, DJ.
How does that work? And I know you get your department heads here in the city of Davis. Don't they turn in their request for a budget?
Yes. Everybody turns in their request for a budget and, you know, their needs and what they want, and we go through that, and we have to make some cuts, and we add on in some instances where, you know, we think it's necessary to maybe budget a little more money. Well, we have to do that. So.
Well, let's use an example of the trash truck. Did your trash department turn in their budget a request, or did you guys already knew you was going to have to have one?
Well, we've been planning in the city, and that's, you know, that's something I can say about our councilmen. They have made some wise decisions in the years prior to now. And we have probably money right now in a savings to buy a trash truck with. So we didn't have to put that in the budget per se, but it is part of the budget. So yes, we did make plans for that.
Well, how'd your budget run this year? Say from let's just use an example last year. Is it up, down, same?
Well, it's up a little bit, but not a whole lot. Of course, the cost of living is going to drive up your budget a little bit, but we have a budget of about $1.6 million, and that's for Turner Falls and Davis too, and we feel like that that's not such an increase that we can't survive, you know.
Buck, I know you've been working on your lagoons and sewer system now for quite a while. Did you put any additional monies into your budget for Davis sewer system?
No, not really. We, of course, you know, we're going to be in a renovation program on our sewer system, which the bid has already been let for that. We'll probably open bids at the July council meeting, or maybe a special meeting at that time, and we're going to let contracts at that time, and probably they'll start on some of this stuff in August or the latest of September, because we've got to come in compliance with the environmental and health people, and so we're going to have to get after it and do it. So, but
how about your block grant, Buck? Aren't y'all trying to get a block grant also to help you on that?
Yeah, we applied last year and got turned down. We missed out by about 10 points, and we was next in line for the grant, and they run out of money. And so this year, if time allows us to, and we are hoping that the contractor that we get will maybe give us a little leniency in the way we pay him, so that we can apply for this, which we've already applied for the grant, but it takes it's a time limit in there that we've got to have before we finish paying for it. Now, we've made a loan to pay for our sewer system, and it's all loaned money. But if we get the grant, well, that we're going to try to apply that to the sewer system.
Buck, you said this year. Are you referring to fiscal year 91?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, we should be seeing something in the near future on that then, shouldn't we?
Oh, yes.
Okay, Well, Buck, we appreciate it, and I know that you need to get back into the celebration on Maxine's retirement, and we appreciate you taking a few minutes out and visiting with us.
Okay, BJ.
Thank you, Buck.
Thank you.
Buck Wilson, the city manager for the city of Davis, and we did take a few minutes out from the Maxine's reception that they were having inside. We've got her on tape. We're going to show you the interview with her, but first let's break this commercial message.
The summer sale is going on now at Coast to Coast Home and Auto. Check out these hot specials on Hunter ceiling fans. Get pumped up with Sanborn air compressors starting at $219.99. High performance Madison tires starting as low as $41.99. And save on Mastercraft batteries as low as $28.88. And Admiral large capacity washers $347. And large capacity dryers $259. Come on in for these and other specials during the summer sale at Coast to Coast Home and Auto, 1009 West 2nd in Sulphur. Don't Don't pay more than you have to. At Stillwater Milling Company in Davis, you'll find the best prices on stockyard equipment, great prices on head gates, dusters, mineral feeders, preferred loaders for one-man operation, calf creep feeders, diamond head stock gates, and more. And don't forget to check our inside store specials, from Gallagher Power Fence Systems to Mystic Oil. For the best prices, come by or call us today. Stillwater Milling Company in Davis. All across Oklahoma, Bank First is working for you, especially in Sulphur and the surrounding communities. At Bank First in Sulphur, you'll find a hard-working spirit of people taking care of your money with professional integrity. Just this year, we were voted one of the strongest banks in Oklahoma, and with your help, we can do it again next year. Don't forget our new community room for civic clubs and special occasions. Come see us first for all your business and personal banking needs at Bank First, member FDIC.
Maxine did have a lot of friends visit her, and there was some tricks played on her, too. There was one of the ladies there that made her a real beautiful cake. Just so happened it was a roll of toilet paper inside, and they got Maxine trying to cut it. We got a little bit of that on tape. We're going to try to show that to you. But first, let's watch the interview we had with Maxine. Maxine, 16 years ago, was you looking forward to this day?
Well, of course, everybody looks forward to retiring.
I know I did. Now, before we get into some of the things that you've accomplished while you've been head cashier here at the City Hall at Davis, let's talk about the grandbabies. Now, I know Ronnie's got a couple of kids. How many
Ronnie's got 3. Marilyn's got 2. Debbie's got 1 and 3 stepchildren, and Billy's got 5 girls, little twins.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Got 14 altogether.
Now, let's talk about what you're going to do now that you're retired. Are you going to
See
get...
that rocking chair right there?
That's it, huh?
No, not really. I'm going to run around a little while and then probably find something to do part-time.
Well, how about, you got so many grandbabies, you could spend the whole year just going around visiting them, couldn't you?
I probably could.
I just got back from Georgia with my 2 grandbabies, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hate to come back home after seeing them little toppers.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard.
Is any of the kids going to get to come in for your
No.
retirement reception?
No.
Where is Dr. Ronnie now?
Enid.
Enid. I'd like to see that guy. Let's just talk about your years now, 16 years with the city of Davis. Have you seen a lot of changes, Maxine?
Yes, very much so. And I'd like to thank a lot of people. And Joe Tom Ayers hired me, and I went to work up here 16 years ago, the 1st of July, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Ups and downs, and more ups and downs. The ladies that I work with here are great.
They're dogs.
They
You
are.
say Joe Tom hired you, then
Joe
you
Tom
went to work
hired
as a dispatcher?
Right.
Okay.
Dispatcher in the police station.
Jerry Don was city manager?
No, Jerry Don came after I did.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you were in the move-in from across the street, wasn't you?
Mm-hmm. Right. We moved over here in 77.
77. When did you actually make cashier? When did you start taking over that job?
Well, when Corley passed away, which has been, what, 10 years ago maybe? Whatever, how long it's been.
Then you moved up to head cashier at
Right.
that point. You know, Maxine, one thing that you ladies do here at the City Hall, a lot of people don't understand it, and you collect for OG&E, don't
That's
you?
true. That's very true.
What are some of the other duties that we do here at Davis that might not occur in
Well,
Sulphur or Ardmore, some of the bigger cities?
I really don't know, except that we are a small town, and we try to help take care of the older people, and of course, we dispatch in daytime, Mobile and I do, and get a lot of complaints and some compliments and all, but people in Davis are great. They're really great.
Then, like you said, you get complaints. Do you girls handle some of the complaints even before it would be given to the city manager or to the council?
We handle more of them than the city manager does.
Well, that's great. That'll relieve him for other
We handle more than the city manager.
I guess you've seen a lot of employees come and go, too, haven't you?
No, not really. Junior's been here 18 years. James has been here 15 years. And
Junior Thomas.
Right. Shirley's been here 11, 12, something like that. It's been pretty much, we've seen very little change.
Okay, now Opal started out in dispatcher, too, right? So she'll be...
No, Opal originally started at Turner Falls.
Okay, then went to dispatching?
Then went to dispatching, and then when Reva retired, then they moved Opal up front with me.
Okay. Well, now, Alice, when she first went to work, she was working with you, right?
We all went to work as dispatchers except Shirley.
Okay. And then from there, when someone quits here in the office, the dispatcher got a chance to move in.
Right, right.
So Opal's going to take your job.
Right.
Have you got it pretty well broke in?
Oh, yeah, she does all right. She's great.
Hey, Maxine, now, I know you're going to be busy seeing your grandbabies and everything, but keep in touch with us.
Oh, I'm going to work Opal's vacation while she's...
Hey, good,
She can work. She can go on a vacation where she won't have to worry about it.
Well,
we worry a lot up here about this place.
Well, I know you do. Everybody appreciates it. As soon as you see Dr. Ronnie, tell him I want to visit with him as soon as he comes back home, will you?
He's so busy, he don't ever come see us.
That horse's tail. I wish he would. Congratulations, girl, and have a good return.
I want to say a few things.
Go ahead.
I want to say a few things about the girls that we've worked with at OG&E. They're great. They are great. They're here today, and I appreciate them. And Opal and Shirley did all this, and they're just wonderful.
It looks delicious, too.
They're just wonderful. They really are.
Everybody appreciates you, Maxine, and I've heard a lot of comments since you made your decision to quit, and a lot of people are going to miss you thoroughly, that's for sure.
I'm going to miss being here, and I work with some of the best people in the world.
Your cake says July 1, 1975,
right.
July 1, 1991.
That's when I went to work, 75. Joe Tom Ayers hired me in 75.
That's great.
One of the best chief of police we ever had in this
That's for sure. In the state.
He's a good one. But I would like to thank everybody for making this possible, and I have thoroughly enjoyed my job.
Well, we love you, kid. Come back and see us.
I'll do that.
Okay. While we're doing the weather now, Neil's going to try that part of that, find that tape where it shows her trying to cut that cake, and there it is there. Now, this is where she was cutting into that beautiful cake made by one of the ladies there, and as you can see, Maxine is having a little bit of difficulty, so Shirley runs over to gets her a better knife so she can go ahead and cut that cake. And by now, as you can see, Maxine's realizing that there's something wrong with that beautiful cake, that she can't cut it with that plastic knife. And she's blaming some of the ladies there for doing this little trick on her, but she's determined she's going to cut it. There's Shirley now. Shirley's going to get her a better knife, by George, and we're going to cut this cake one way or another. So now Maxine takes another whack at it, that good knife. I think this is when she realizes that in the center of that very beautiful cake, there is a roll of toilet paper, and that knife just won't cut it. But anyway, everybody had a real good time, and it looked like that they're thoroughly going to miss Maxine. There she's realized it. Anyway, they had a real good reception. It lasted from 9 until 12, and there was a bunch of people who went by to visit with Maxine and wish her well on her retirement. Well, we got a little rain in the forecast, folks. We're going to be in that same pattern now for about the next 5 days. We got all that ready for you right after this commercial message.
Health Mart cares about you. Health Mart cares about you.
Larry's Health Mart Pharmacy is here to help you with all your health needs. At Larry's, we care about you and your medication and take special care to see that everything is just right. We have many custom services you won't find anywhere else. Larry's Health Mart Pharmacy.
Well, it all started after my car here began to act up on me. It had spit and sputter. It was hard to start. A buddy of mine suggested that I fill up with super clean unleaded gasoline from Phillips 66. I did, and it worked. Now it starts right, and it runs right. The problem wasn't my new car. It was my old gasoline.
Good things for cars and the people who drive them.
You'll find our bag full at Harmon Cable, full of quality entertainment like TNN, the Discovery Channel, CNN, USA, the Weather Channel, HBO, Disney, TBS, Showtime, and more. If you have any questions about these and other services, please call us. We're here to help make your cable viewing the best. We've changed over the years, and we'll continue to change to keep up with what our customers want. Harmon Cable Communications, serving Sulphur, Davis, Roth, and Elmore City.
Folks, as you can see the map, it sure hasn't changed much for the last few days, and it's not going to change that rapid in the future either. The only thing that's happening down here along the Gulf Coast is there is quite a bit of moisture at this present time, and it is building back up towards the Oklahoma and Arkansas. In fact, they're getting rain in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi at the present time. This is the culprit that's bringing it in. This thing ridges way back into Texas and Oklahoma back up this way. And as this thing, the circulation around this is clockwise, and as you can see, it's pumping this moisture up through this area. And we're getting quite a bit of ground humidity now, so all we're going to need is a little triggering mechanism that goes along with this. Off of this little cold front, there is a trough of low pressure, as you can see right here. Neil painted that in for me. I appreciate that. Anyway, as this thing moves a little bit east, it'll send off impulses periodically, and when that happens, they'll come through the state, and this moisture coming up from the south, that's where we're going to get a little scattered, isolated type pop-up showers. Talking about this cold front, it's not very cold behind it, but it is going to lower our temperatures probably down to around the 90-degree mark for highs, but we're not going to be able to notice that much difference.